Welcome to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia where we examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer questions of tragic or nostalgic. I'm your host, Pila Plaka, joined by my co-host,
Maggie Heating.
I don't know if I said that right.
It's okay.
To be honest.
It works.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Pia. What are we doing today?
Oh my gosh, Maggie and I just watched episodes 16 through 20 of House of Anubis.
It was so fun.
And it was so fun. I wish we could do this all the time.
I know. Why don't we have more time for this? We should try.
We should try.
So, I'm so into this show.
No one else
it's crazy.
gets this
Nobody
show
else
like
gets
we
it
do.
Nobody gets me. You do. Like SZA knew that. Okay.
Oh my god. So what happened last time? Last
episode, we
episode of the pod.
figure out that Jerome went to go visit his father in prison, and the Sabunas find the crawl tunnel with all of the like scary things, and they don't really know what it is. Amber tries to rescue Alfie from the crawl tunnel, but they end up ending their relationship. And then at the end of the episode, Victor confiscates all of the jewelry, so he takes the amulets that keep them safe when they're like going into the tunnel. So that's where we've been left off.
So in this episode 16, House of Barriers and House of Curfews.
On Amazon, it says it's called House of Isis. We were very confused about that. House of Isis would make more sense because the very first thing that happens in this episode is that Vera finds the Book of Isis.
Exactly.
Which we have been searching for this entire time.
And it was like not hidden at all, guys.
No, oh my god.
It was right in the back of that drawer.
It was,
like,
it was in a desk drawer in Frobisher Smythe's study in the cellar.
Yeah.
So,
but let's do a quick summary of what happens in this episode. So Victor, since he now has the amulets, he's wearing all of them. He's got like multiple chains going on.
Yeah.
He explores the tunnels.
2 phones.
Yes. Okay. And then the Sabunas have to figure out how to get the amulets back, so that's what they're working on.
That's the task of this episode.
And then Jerome's father gives him a mission to find a gem that goes to a shield.
And that belongs to Frobisher Smythe, is what we pretty much learn.
We said Vera finds the Book of Isis.
And basically the Sabunas are scheming to get the necklaces back from Victor. And their plan is as follows. They are going to try to keep him up really late at night so that he falls asleep really good. Like he is sleeping for the rest of his life. And then when they go to get the amulets from him, he won't wake up because he's so tired.
Yeah.
So lots of shenanigans.
Well, that's because after their first plan fails, where they try to get the amulets off of him when they're off of him.
Yeah, they're just searching his office, and they're so stupid, and they don't find it, even though it's in the first drawer of his desk. But
again, all these things hidden in plain sight.
Yes.
Like, these people are not that crafty. Like, the Sabunas are crafty, but, like, the people they're dealing with are not crafty.
Yes.
And, like, the Sabunas are like, I bet it's hidden, like, in such a secret, special place. And it's like, no, it's
just
right
in the desk drawer. It's just always in the desk drawer or on the bookshelf.
There.
It's, like, really quite easy.
No, yeah, especially that last episode.
The last episode.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so
Jerome begins his own quest finding the gem.
Yes.
And
we learn that it's going to be, the rumor was that the dad lost the gem inside a suit of armor.
Yes.
Don't know why. I missed that part.
I don't know anything about
why the gem
him
was
and
in
his
the suit of
father's
armor.
situation.
Yeah. So he's like searching for a suit of armor.
Yeah.
And he asks Fabian, he's like, Fabian, you're always in the library.
And Fabian's like, stop telling me I'm a nerd. Like, Fabian's whole thing in these 5 episodes, he is so mad everyone thinks he's a nerd. And, like...
wear it with pride.
Also, like, you are.
You just are a nerd.
You just are.
Like, okay.
Get over it.
So they go to the library, they can't find the suit of armor, but while they're there, this is a whole part of the plan to keep Victor awake.
Yeah.
So the first thing that happens is that Nina and Fabian, oh my god, they're being so cute.
They're so cute. They're like, oh my god, they're sitting in this little cupboard together.
They're sitting under the sink.
They're like so close.
They're so close.
They're so close.
They're so cute.
And they play like really loud music in the living room. And so Victor is like, who's playing the music? And they play it a few times and they go, 0.1 Sabuna.
0.1 Sabuna. What does Amber do? No, that's the second one.
That's the second
one. What does Amber do?
Amber goes outside and like tricks the alarm.
Yeah.
And the lights go off, and that's the first one.
That's the first one.
And then the second one is Fabina.
Yes.
The third one is Alfie helps Jerome. So like one thing I love about Alfie in the show, and especially in these episodes, is like when when Jerome's not a part of Sabuna, which he's not, like, for a long time, Alfie is kind of this, like, between, because, like, Jerome's always doing a scheme, and Sabuna's always doing a scheme, and Alfie knows about
he's scheming on both sides.
Yeah.
He's scheming on both sides. It's great.
So Alfie is, like, helping Jerome find his suit of armor and find the gem and do that,
right.
But he also is simultaneously helping Sabuna by setting off another alarm in the library.
So they're searching the library, and he ends up, like, grabbing one of the display cases from the exhibit.
And he, like, rattles
and it sets off an alarm, which sends Victor running. But on his way down, he runs into Patricia and Mara and Eddie. And Patricia and Mara have declared that Eddie is their, like, arch nemesis. So they...
Well, it's more of, like, Patricia's, like, he's my arch nemesis. And Mara's, like, you're my best friend, so I have to...
Right.
Also hate him.
And so they,
it's
like,
girl code.
they set up, like, a prank where they're, like...
What is this prank?
Like, I think it's, like, a bucket of, like...
Garbage?
Garbage that they, like...
It looks like food scraps.
Yeah, like compost or something. Yeah. And they drop it on his head, like, when he opens the door in the middle of the night. They, like, knock to wake him up.
Yeah.
And then he's, like, stumbling around with the bucket on his head, and he crashes into a vase and
Physical
it falls.
comedy.
It's the best. And then Victor's like, what is happening? And he gives them detention. But
and
Mara,
that is key.
Yes, that's key. But Mara has sneaked away at this point because Mara is the worst. Yeah. So Patricia and Eddie have detention.
And that is very important for the next few episodes because they have detention in all of those episodes. Yes. And that is where they're hashtag bonding.
Yes. Very, very true. So by this point, Victor is exhausted because all the kids have been wearing him out. He went to the library and found nobody. And he's asleep on the desk in his room because apparently Victor doesn't have, like, a bedroom.
That's the conspiracy we're thinking about right now. Let us know. Does Victor have a bedroom? Does he sleep somewhere? Also, does he ever change clothes?
Does he eat? Does he change? No. Like, Victor is the only person in this show that wears the same thing every day.
And that has a character outfit.
Yeah, it's a character outfit. And his character outfit is really very iconic. Like, we all then knew his character outfit. Like, what else are you going to put him in?
Why didn't we go as Victor for Halloween?
Oh my god, we should do that next year. Yeah.
I'll be the crow.
We should be the House of Anubis characters for Halloween.
We should, but then we'd have to get little uniforms.
I know, but it'd be kind of
And that's like a whole thing.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the Harry Potter uniform.
No, the Harry Potter uniform is a cloak.
No, but, like, the tie and the gray sweater. So, like, you'd be able to find it at Spirit Halloween most of the park. Okay. Like, their little school outfits. Yeah.
No, I think you should be Victor and I should be Corbière.
Genius! Oh my god, yes! You have 5 minutes precisely! Wait, that'd be so funny for book club.
So awesome.
Okay. Oh, there's so much we haven't even talked about. There's so much. Okay, so everyone, all the Sabunas are, like, staking out in Nina and Amber's rooms to wait until Victor falls asleep. Yes. And, like, is like asleep, like, he is in REM sleep cycle so that they can, like, go
He's
and
in core sleep right now.
Yeah. And so they're all chilling there, and then it's, like, dark.
Everyone's, like, falling asleep.
And Nina's in her bed, and Fabian's, like, leaning up against her bed because, God forbid, boy in a bed on a Nickelodeon show.
Never.
So they're, like, talking all night, and then he's like, Nina, like, do you ever think we should, like, give it another shot? And she's asleep. She didn't hear it because she was asleep.
Like a loser. Mm-hmm. That is literally an L for her.
He shot his shot. Or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
And it didn't work because she was asleep. So they wake up, they're like, oh no, what time is it? We have to check on Victor.
And then they snip the amulets off of Victor. It's very spooky scary because, like, he could wake up at any moment.
Yes, it's very intense. I'm sweating.
No. The cliffhangers in these episodes are actually crazy.
Bangers.
They're so effective.
They really are.
They're so smart. And I can't believe we watched this in a time where there was not binge watching.
I know. You literally had to wait a week. It was so satisfying.
Well, you had to wait a day.
Really?
This aired every day.
For season 2, I'm not sure if it aired every day.
It aired every day.
Really? I remember going and watching,
telenovela style, yes.
Oh my god. I don't remember that.
It aired every day at 7.
That's crazy.
7, 8 Central.
Huh. Mm-hmm. That sounds right, though.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to my friend's house to watch it together, and we would, like, slay that.
Weekdays at 7. Because I used to remember on Thursday, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, I have to wait all the way until Monday to watch another House of Anubis episode.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So good.
But anyway.
They get the amulets, and is that the end of the episode? Like, they're
the end of the episode is
the amulets.
The end of the episode is Fabian's like, goes to Nina, and he's like, hey, like, girly pop, like, did you hear that thing I was talking to you about? And she's like, nah, I was asleep. And
they're all
he's
flirty.
Like, and they're all flirty, and she's like, was it, like, important? And he goes, no.
Okay.
Like a coward.
Okay. Yeah, because Fabian is, like, coward a little bit, but it's okay.
If Fabian is anything, he's a coward.
That's true.
And, yeah. That's that episode.
Yeah, that episode is so cute. What a slave. So Next episode, House of Dead Ends, House of Webs. This episode, Jerome shares with Mara about the mission to get the gem. The Subunas set out to defeat the, like, tunnel of, like,
terror.
All of their, scariness.
Yes.
Nina discovers a warning. I don't know what that is. The next task tunnel contains a giant spider web, and Jerome embarks on literally a wild goose chase, and Vera finds an amulet. So that's kind of the structure for this episode.
Structure.
So basically, okay, like Mara tells Jerome, Jerome tells Mara about the mission, and she's like, Jerome, 2 wrongs don't make a right. And he's like, Clarks steal gems together. Other families go fishing? No, we are thieves.
I just why? Like, I'm very excited and interested to find out why and what this gem and shield has to do with anything. Do you remember what it has to do with? Because I'm sure it comes back in some way.
Yeah, it does. It does. Because eventually when we find out who the collector is,
it comes back to that. Okay.
Because
that's what I figured.
Yeah.
But as someone who doesn't remember that, I'm like, I just want to get there.
Yeah.
And, like, this whole, like, flip-flopping around. I also, I like Jerome and Mara as a team. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
But they're not, like, I just want them all to be working together and working towards one goal. Because that's the most fun.
It's so fun. I know. And it's, like, it's definitely, it gets more that way towards the end of the show. Which is, like, so good. Those
but,
last,
why would I stay? Why would I stay until the end of fucking this show?
Yeah, I know.
Season 3? No.
Oh, no. Season 3 is such... Oh, my God. Oh, I can't believe we're going to watch Season 3, but we have to do it.
We have to for the sake of the pod.
Season 3 just doesn't... Especially because Season 2 is, like, amazing.
It's so good.
It's so... Every episode hits so hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah. So now the Subunas have to, like, go down to the tunnels and do the mini tunnel that's in the big tunnels.
Yeah, and Nina does it.
Yeah.
And they get walkie-talkies, she goes in, and she's doing, like, pretty good. Like, it's not too crazy.
Yeah.
She does...
It's really small in here.
Yeah. She does that face.
Yeah.
Her faces she be making, I swear.
I love her.
She is hearing voices.
She's like her gran. It's like, Nina, help me. It's giving that scene in Catching Fire, you know, when the birds are like, Katniss, Katniss.
Yes.
I'm watching Catching Fire tonight.
That was a deep...
Yeah, a lot of my suite mates haven't seen it, and we're preparing them all for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movie, so I'm really excited.
So you're doing, like, a marathon of all the episodes?
Yeah, we watched the first one a couple days ago. It's Catching Fire night tonight. This is the best night of all, because Catching Fire is the best.
Catching Fire is so good.
Yeah.
I like the first one, actually, a lot.
I love the first one. Honestly,
I like the campiness of the first one.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so great. The scene where where she's volunteering, and then the edit, there's like an edit in the middle of her being like, I volunteer as tribute. And like, it doesn't connect. It's like the continuity,
oh, really?
If you watch that scene, you're gonna notice it forever now. Because it's like she's pushing the guards away, and then she's standing still, and you're like, how did that happen? It's so funny.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Anyway,
that's so interesting.
Oh my God, we just got way off track.
That's fine. Maybe we'll one day watch The Hunger Games with Mod, you know, and then we'll all tie them back together.
That was a huge part of my childhood.
You know what? I can't believe we watched Divergent on our own accord and not for the podcast.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That was at your at Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, we should have done it. And then we tried to watch Insurgent. I never finished that movie. That movie sucks. It sucks.
Oh my God.
But Divergent is great. Anyway. We should do like a YA teen series. I would love that.
Yeah. Like Percy Jackson. Like the old
Literally yes. 1,000 times. But right now we're just doing our like little
Right now we're
stuff.
we're just being goofy and silly little
Once we finish House of Anubis, maybe we'll have more time.
Yeah.
But this is of utmost importance.
This is priority.
Yeah. Anyway. Nina basically gets to the tunnel.
There's a skull there for what reason?
I don't know. But I imagine if I was watching this when I was a little kid, that probably would have really freaked me out.
No, yeah. And it had like a big bug coming out of it.
Yeah, I guess I get, like, every time people are like, I never watched House of Anubis, that stuff, it was, like, scary. I was like, what are you talking about? But it is.
No, it is.
And I remembered something from later in the show that is horrifying.
I found this group of episodes particularly squeamy.
Yeah, I agree. They were gross. There were bugs.
There were bugs. There was
sewage.
Poop.
There was manure. There was
actual duck
poop and manure, and like they were throwing manure at each other. Like, what?
We're not over the manure.
We're not over that. They were picking it up with their hands.
I know, we're not there yet.
It was steaming. Like, it was disgusting.
I was like, is this what steaming is?
That was so gross.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we
so really need to.
Once she gets to the like end of the tunnel, there's like a lever, and she pulls the lever, and it like opens this other room, and in this room is a fun little spider web.
It's a spider web. If you've ever seen like the spy movies where
it's
the
like
lasers,
a Mission Impossible kind of thing.
The lasers are like blocking the thing. It's just that, but like with like threads. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the strings have like different like poisons or like effects on you, but they're all like not deadly but dangerous.
We only know what one of them does.
One is
at this
like
point.
a bee sting or
it feels like a
cut. A spider bite.
Yeah, anyway.
To quote Nina.
So they see it and they're like, okay, we should practice before we get to the real thing, which is...
And we love their practice.
We love our practice. Goose.
Well, so Jerome finds out that the suit of armor was in the library, but it was moved to Mr. Sweet's office. And Mr. Sweet just uses it as a coat rack because why not? And so they have to find a way to get Mr. Sweet out of his office. Yeah. And Jerome's like talking to Alfie and he's like, we need like something like a wild goose chase.
To send Sweet on so I can get in there.
And Alfie's like,
leave it to me. Leave it to me. And this man gets a goose, literally a goose.
A goose!
And he brings him into school and just lets the goose run wild.
The goose is loose.
Like literally. The goose is literally loose. Oh my god, like this goose is like so...
I love this goose. This
scene is
goose
so
has a paid extra. I love that.
So funny. They're doing all these like POV shots of the goose running around and it's like all these people's feet. And it's just like a lot of it, it's just like the back of the goose's head.
Cam. It's so funny.
It's the back of the goose's head while it like waddles around everywhere.
It's meant to look like super menacing and stuff, and it's just like a goose.
Like it's actually so funny.
I love the goose.
The show is so
I'm so happy. They brought in this goose and they were like, we are getting our money's worth. They used this goose in like three episodes.
There was 3 episodes worth of goose
This
content.
goose is getting paid.
Yes.
Like,
so while Mr. Sweet and Alfie are chasing the goose around the hallway, Jerome is in his office dismantling the suit of armor, which falls all over him, of course, and the gem falls out.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh my god, there's the gem. Or he doesn't see the gem until he puts the suit of armor back together because he realizes he doesn't have much time.
And he does it wrong.
It's so funny. There's like, it's like edited.
The hands are like in the
feet.
Feet. What? Yeah.
The shoes are the hands.
Yes.
And it's really funny. So
Sweet is trying to get I was gonna call it a duck, the goose back into his office so he can like contain it, and he like opens the door and they like get the goose in and they trap it in, but there's the gem on the floor, and so they trapped it with the gem.
Yes, and so Jerome has been pulled out of the office. It's just the goose and the gem. There's a really funny shot of the goose's feet under the door and the gem. It's just like flapping around. It's so cute. And so eventually when when they're able to go back into the office to get the goose in the cage, the gem is gone. And we assume that the goose has eaten the gem.
Yeah, which is funny because I turned to Maggie and I was like, what if the goose ate the gem?
The goose ate the gem.
And then it happened.
Yeah. So that's our goose chase. But Vera does something very sneaky this episode. She's always snooping through their room. She is like the worst. She's like the worst villain. She's so annoying.
She's a great villain though.
Yeah, she's a good villain.
Because like, I love that
to hate her.
You love to hate her, and also I love that she doesn't like put up a front. Really, like she's not really.
She's not nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's not very nice.
No.
Like she's not like trying to seem like she belongs anywhere. She's just kind of like, yeah, I'm here. What of it?
Yeah,
like,
she's kind of a baddie.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I look through your stuff. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, so she's snooping through their stuff. She figures out the dollhouse has that like hidden compartment under it where they store the extra amulet. So she takes the amulet, gives it to Victor, and there we go.
All right, next episode: House of Fronts and House of Keepers.
This is very funny.
Oh my god.
Amber gives Fabian advice about Joy because Joy is all over Fabian as usual.
Joy.
Oh my god, she's the worst. Vera and Victor plan to have a copy of the amulet made so that they can, like, take it without the kids suspecting anything. Trudy shares her suspicions about Vera with Mrs. Andrews. Patricia's amulet falls off and is picked up by someone else. So, this is quite the episode.
This is such an episode.
Yes.
So much happens in this episode.
Yeah. So, Joy keeps asking Fabian to hang out.
Yeah.
And he's, like, standing by the water fountain with a cup, and he's like...
he's fuming.
He's so mad. And Amber comes over and she's like, are you, like, lovesick. Like, do you miss Nina? And he's like, no, it's Joy. And she's like, you're in love with Joy? Yeah.
And he goes, Amber, inside voice.
Inside voice. Inside voice. And he's like, no, I'm not. Joy just keeps asking me, trying to get me to go on a date with her, and I don't know how to tell her, like, no, because I still have feelings for Nina. And so Amber gives him all this advice, and she's like, whatever you do, don't say yes, but don't say no. You can't say no, because if you say yes, then obviously, you know, but if you say no, then it seems like you're playing hard to get.
Yeah.
So, and she's like,
I feel like a man wrote this episode.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like when she said no, saying no means you're playing hard to get, I was like, and girls love when guys play hard to get.
No, I feel like I
never.
don't love
I have
that.
never
I've never
loved
once
that.
enjoyed
Actually,
that. Actually, that
as
makes me
a
sick
woman,
to my stomach.
like speaking as a woman from experience, I have never.
I would
once,
rather not.
No.
Yeah.
If you say no, I'd be like, you're not
and
interested.
I'm out of there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
not here for like extra
pathetic
work.
like that.
No.
You know, like
I'm not like, oh, he's saying no just like to make me want him more.
Yeah,
like
that's
no,
weird.
That's not how
like,
women
isn't that
act.
usually how like a thing. I feel like it's the trope is that girls are more like that. Like girls are like they
more play hard to get.
Hard to get.
I feel like
thing.
It is.
I don't think that's.
I don't think
I've
it's an
never
anyone
thought that
thing.
was real, but I think that's usually how the trope is.
But I don't think anyone has ever done that ever.
I would. I would never be like.
If anyone's ever in a situation where they like someone, they will tell them, "No, I don't like you," in order to get them to like them more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's very clear, especially in the Patricia-Eddie storyline, when Patricia's saying, no, I don't like you, she's not trying to get him to like her more. She's just trying to be like, I don't know how to deal with my feelings.
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, where's the poop?
Well, let me tell you.
No.
The goose?
No.
The manure?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
very
about
gross.
it.
It was like somebody whisked eggs.
I don't want to talk
And he
about
picked it up. It was
No.
so gross. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Basically, Patricia and Eddie have detention, as we mentioned previously.
So they do, like, scrubbed shoes with a Q-tip or something?
Yeah.
That's the first thing that they do.
And then
they do the manure.
Oh, you told me a fun fact about Q-tips, though. You should share.
My fun fact about Q-tips is that they're not really allowed. I don't know how serious of a ban it is that against Q-tips in the UK, but I know that they're like very hard to come by. Like when I was living in London, it was like really hard to find Q-tips. They don't sell them at the pharmacy. They don't sell them anywhere. And I had to go to this really random store to find Q-tips.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
they were like, they're not illegal, but they're like not readily available.
Yeah.
So fun fact.
They don't want you to clean your ears. Anyway.
Yeah, because that's
you're not
the main
supposed
thing.
to do that.
Yeah, but like
I
who
do
doesn't?
anyway.
Yeah, gotta keep the ears clean.
Gotta do that.
Yeah.
So
then they do the manure.
yes. So Victor tells them that they have to like put manure on all the flower beds,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Ew, gross!" And then they're like playing around, but like pushing each other in it, which was gross. They were like throwing the manure at each other.
I feel like that to me. Okay, which is more gross to you, the manure scene or the duck poop scene?
The manure.
Really?
If it was obviously a pile of dirt,
Yeah.
but if it was like real manure, that is a lot of shit. That is literally like shit on shit.
You think it's just a quantity?
It's
thing.
the quantity
It's the
of that
quantity.
shit. And like that would be everywhere forever. And
Yeah.
like I can't imagine that the goose poop smells nearly as bad as the manure.
See, I feel like the goose poop was grosser to me.
Okay.
Especially the
it
texture.
was more visual.
The texture.
Also, that's not what goose poop looks like. If you've ever walked in a park,
they
you
were
know.
just like they have the runs or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was too liquidy.
I didn't think of that. That's funny.
That's what I was thinking because they were giving them laxatives.
Oh yeah,
right. See, like it does kind of check out.
Vera found the package of laxatives that
They bought animal laxatives for this goose. Like Alfie and Jerome. Like animal laxatives were in this episode of television. Like, can I talk about it?
the most disgusting few episodes. And I don't even know. So like while Patricia and Eddie are like out doing the manure thing, they're talking about how like Patricia used to play football, like American football, which I don't know why.
Patricia used to play soccer. And Eddie was like, that's not football. Because she's like, I used to play football. And he's like, you mean soccer? And she's like, no, I mean football. Your football is not real. And he's like, I'm going to show you how real my football is.
Right.
And so they get dressed up and it's adorable.
Yes. And so they're wearing all the like the helmet and the shoulder pads and they're like tackling each other. And he tackles her, and they're like laughing. It's so
like,
cute.
giggling
it's
and
so
playing.
cute. But while she loses her necklace. She loses her amulet. It's left in the grass while she's playing with it.
I have never been more upset in my life.
Like, girl, oh my god, we just got the other ones back.
We just got them back.
It is just a shuffle with all of these amulets.
I know.
It's so...
I mean, I feel like they I mean, it's smart. It's smart. But, like, it bothers me.
Yeah. And so, at the very last scene of this episode, we see that somebody picks up the lost amulet, and we don't know who yet.
And during this episode...
Oh, the copy.
Victor makes a copy of the amulet and then puts the amulet copy in the place where the amulet was. And so now he can start snooping again and, like, keeping track of the kids. He also does a search in the house, and that's how he gets the amulet back in place. And that's also where Jerome and Alfie are trying to hide this literal goose from them, which they left in their room because, like, their goose is just living with them now.
I love that goose. Oh my god.
Have you seen Friends?
No, I know. I've been watching episodes though because everyone in my suite is very sad about what happened.
Oh.
I know.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't either. But
Okay.
it's okay.
Anyway,
I feel like I should watch Friends.
Joey and Chandler get a duck and a goose.
Okay.
And they live
The
with
goose
them.
lives with them. Okay.
Yeah. And
We
the
should
duck.
get a goose. Have you thought about getting a
No,
goose?
I would never. I have a cat. I have responsibilities.
We gotta get the cat on the pod sometime.
She's hiding.
She's hiding. She's scared of us. Yeah, so they have this fake amulet that they put into the dollhouse. Yeah. That is this episode. Next episode, House of Hacks, House of Stings. So, remember when we said that Trudy came to Mrs. Andrews about her suspicions on Vera? And Mrs. Andrews now has tasked Mara to, like, do investigative journalism.
I love this.
I don't.
I love this
horrible.
hotline.
Why would you get a child to do your dirty
I love
work?
this.
She's a minor.
I have
girl.
never been more interested in a Mara plotline before.
That's true. It just demonstrates how terrible the adults are in this show. Yes. So Mara has to do this.
I like this because I think it's, like, fun. And I also think... So, you may or may not have listened to our Nancy Drew episode. But, little fun fact. I think Mara is, like, this world's Nancy Drew. And I really want to see her do some investigating.
I know. She needs to put her big girl boots on. It's time for Mara to get involved.
I think she can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that would make me hate her a little bit less.
Yes. And, you know, I think that Mara's storyline, if I'm, like, remembering correctly, does get a lot better.
Yeah.
This season and next season. Mm-hmm. Because, like, without Nina, they just have to have, like, more people to replace the gaping hole that is taking Natalia Ramos out of this story. But anyway.
She was busy.
Yes. Getting her degree.
Getting her fucking PhD, I swear to God.
Ugh. Whatever, stupid bitch. Just kidding. I love you. I love you, girl. I literally love you. I worship the ground you walk on. Next, what happens is that Patricia cannot find her amulet.
Yes.
And she's like, shoot, I need a replacement amulet for tonight when we go down to the tunnels to attempt the spider task.
Because here's what they did. They did all this practicing, like, quote unquote practicing, in the room of the spider task, and they didn't show us a goddamn thing.
They didn't show us.
We didn't get a montage.
We always have we had the hopscotch montage, the jumping over the tree for the pendulums. We had the dropping the balance beam montage.
Hello.
I know.
I think they were just short on time.
Yeah, and we had the montage of them like going through all their fears.
There's too much happening these days.
I know. Like, just give us a montage already. I know that there are some good montages coming.
There's nothing I love more than a montage in the show.
Because it just builds the characters so much.
Yes.
Because one thing that I think the show does really well is that it builds it, like, the plot is always entertaining.
Yeah.
But also the relationships of all of the characters, like, all of the characters are well-rounded people. Yeah. Which it's hard to do that, like, in a show like this, sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because they have so many episodes, they have so much to work with.
Yeah.
But, like you could characterize all of them as different people. They're not, like, one of them isn't the same as another, which I think is really nice.
They're, like, very, like, round characters.
Yes.
Like, they're not flat.
And they all have good relationships, like, with, like, other people in the houses. It's very, like, it's fun to watch.
So they go down into the tunnels, and
Trisha wearing the decoy amulet that she does not know is, like,
a decoy. Yeah. And so when the, like, beam of light comes in that, like, checks to see if they have amulets, she gets blinded, and she, like, admits to Sabuna that she lost her amulet, but this is the amulet from the dollhouse. And so they're, like, all very confused, like, why the amulet in the dollhouse would work. And they're just like, we just gotta deal with Blind Patricia. Blind Patricia is gonna just sit out this one.
Yeah.
Just gonna sit her little tush in the library study. and wait for them to, like, do the spiderweb thing.
So that they don't have to take her back upstairs.
Which I think is so stupid.
Yeah,
stupid. Like, this woman is blind. And, like, you're just gonna make her sit and do nothing for, like, how long?
It's bad. Yeah, exactly. It's bad. But so while she's sitting there, she starts to hear the, like, the shelves open, the door open to the thing, and she's like, oh my god, who is that? She's blind. All the other Sabunos are in the tunnels.
Yeah.
So she escapes. Oh my god, this is like the craziest sequence in the whole show.
I think they got rid of the montage so they could make room for this.
Because this is insane. She's literally like trying her absolute, oh my god, she's blind, she's stumbling down the hallways, grabbing onto the wall. She gets to the giant chasm and she almost falls in, and then she's crawling on the beam on her hands and knees, and she can't see anything. Like, that is horrific. And she's like, guys, we have got to hide. And they end up hiding in the, like, crawl space tunnel because Victor has come and he sees that the spiderweb task has been opened. So
yes,
there's that. Mr. Sweet reveals that Jasper secured a job for Vera to Mara.
Because Mara's, like, investigating Vera for her article, but she can't interview Vera.
And the big thing about this is that Vera was the only applicant to the job.
Quote unquote. But then someone else, and it's conflicting reports, because someone else said that they got many applicants, but then there was only one applicant.
Right.
So, like, how
Mr.
does that
Sweet
happen?
only saw the one applicant. So it's very much like something is wrong here.
But we find out that, like, Jasper wrote, like, a beautiful, like, letter of rec for Vera
to come work at Anubis' house. So
which
that's
is interesting because we know they're both connected to the Collector.
Who's the Collector?
I don't know.
I know. I can't wait to. We should watch that episode together.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, I think this is the next episode now.
Yeah. So is this the last episode?
Is this the last episode?
House of Double Cross and House of Wires.
So Jerome has Patricia's amulet. So, okay, this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
We find out that the person that picked up the amulet at the end of the episode 2 episodes ago, I think, was Poppy. And she just found it.
Jerome's
she liked
sister.
it. Yeah. And
she's just wearing it. She's just
wearing
hanging
it
out
around school.
Like, she's going to Anubis' house. Like, Victor's probably like, hey, yo. Like, what's up?
No, and then
like, no one's saying anything about
Nina
it.
and Amber see it in the hallway, and they're like, that's ours. And she's like, no, my brother gave it to me.
Yeah.
Which is, like, a lie. But, so, eventually Jerome goes up to her and is like, hey, girl, like, you can't do that because,
stealing is bad.
Stealing is bad, so you should give it back to the owners. And he, like, takes the amulet from her. And so now Nina and Fabian, I believe that they're filled in on this information by Alfie. That's the only way this would make sense, is that Jerome is hunting for a gem that Vera has.
Yeah. So Nina and Fabian go looking for the gem for Jerome because they're, like, want leverage.
They want to trade, basically.
And so they find the gem and find Jerome, and then they make a little switcheroony. And
they're being so funny in this episode.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
I love them being sneaky together, Fabina.
Oh my god. So, I want to talk a little bit about the petty in this episode.
Oh, tell me about the petty in this episode.
Because the petty in this episode is so good. It's so good.
So, wait, is it in the last episode or is it in this
episode?
I don't know. I think it might be the last episode.
It's okay. We skipped over it.
It's okay.
But basically, so since they're still in detention together, Patricia and Eddie, now they're polishing silver.
Yeah.
But she's blind from the task in the tunnel.
Yeah, I think this was last episode.
I think it was too.
But that's okay.
It's okay. And she, like, is, like, spraying all of the silver polish and missing, and then she starts polishing an apple, and he's like, can you not see? Like, are you good? Oh my god, this is the best moment. Like, I've said that 1,000, but this is actually the best moment in the show. So he's sitting next to her at the table, and, like, he's like, oh my god, so you can't see. And then he's like, can you see me now? And he starts getting closer and closer and closer to her. And they're, like, about to kiss. And, like, it's very clear. It's like, oh, there's so much tension. It's amazing. And then she's like, you need new mouthwash, Eddie. Your breath stinks. And she ruins it. She ruined it.
And then,
it was so good.
So that happened in last episode. Now she can fully see. And he's, like, teasing her. He's like, oh, like, I was, like, trying to take care of you because you couldn't see. And, like, you almost kissed me. Ha, ha, ha.
Ha, ha, ha. We almost kissed. Oh, what if that would happen?
Oh. And she's like, I wouldn't kiss you if you were, like, the last
I would have
person on
fallen
Earth.
so quick. I'm down. Like, I'm down.
And so basically she just like keeps being mean to him, and he's just like, he literally has a point where he's like, I'm putting my force field down, which is kind of funny. But he's like, I'm putting my walls down, like, why don't you do that for me? And like we can
do this.
Yeah. And she's like, no, fuck you. Like,
yes. And then Joy sees it and she's like, girl, come on. Like, really? And you're down bad.
Yeah.
And Patricia's like, is it that obvious? And she's talking about how much she likes him. And Eddie is hearing all of it. It's so, yes.
Oh my God.
Thank God.
I'm so excited. I'm so
happy for
this
them.
means we're so close to them getting together.
We're so close.
Because
it's going to happen.
Now he knows that she likes him and he likes her, and they can make it happen.
Yeah. So that's an amazing, amazing part of this episode. Next is that Mara finds the missing chapter of the Book of Isis.
Oh, so when I was gonna say Trudy, when Vera gave the Book of Isis to Victor and was like, hey, I found the Book of Isis, you've been looking for it, a few episodes ago, she first ripped out the last chapter, and she's since like held on to it, and Victor has been thinking that the last chapter would be hidden at the end of the tunnels, and he would have to go through all the tunnels to get the last chapter. The last chapter seems to be the most important one, so Vera kept it. And Mara is looking for Vera because she's like, you knew Jasper, but he says he didn't know you. So you worked here. Where did you work before? Like, how did you get this job? And so she like goes to her room and she finds this fucking chapter
just like on her bookshelf.
Like it's the next copy of Percy Jackson. Like, I don't know what it's doing there.
I don't either. It's but whatever. So she finds it. Vera comes up and threatens her and is like, I can be so unpleasant.
Yeah.
If you're ever up here again, you're like dead meat or whatever.
Yeah.
And Mara gets very freaked out and like runs away, but drops the chapter on the ground, which like, oh my god. So of course.
So stupid. And then Victor picks it up.
And we have it.
Oh, Fabian is going to a movie with Joy now.
Right, because he was trying to let her down gently and it didn't work.
He didn't.
He was like, oh, we're going to a movie, and he ran away. It was very funny. So
that's the next 5 episodes.
Of House of Anubis.
It's
so, oh my god, Jerome is like literally all-star in these episodes, guys. I know I say this every time. I love that man. I love that man.
Does he get MVP?
Yes, he is MVP. He's always MVP in my heart. Like, I literally love him. He carries so much. I
gotta be honest, I feel like the MVP for this round of episodes for me was Alfie.
Oh, Alfie was
I feel like Alfie he was in so many scenes, and he was just dominating.
He was. That's true. And Eddie had some good moments as well.
Eddie did. Yeah.
Eddie is very smooth. We love Eddie.
Yeah.
It's just so, these last few episodes were great.
They were so good.
These ones are really, really fun. So, there you go. Diane Whitley wrote almost all of these with Paul Gerstenberg, and then Angelo Abella and Gil Wilkinson directed.
Slick.
So, like, Diane is our usual, but I think Tim actually comes back soon.
Yeah. What did you think about these episodes? Were they tragic or nostalgic?
So fun, so nostalgic. This show, like, it's like, at this point, it feels ridiculous to even say, like, is it tragic or nostalgic? I will never not think that these first 2 seasons are nostalgic. Like, they're always just so fun to watch. There's so much drama. There's so much lore. It's so fun. I just feel like they've gotten so much better. They really have. Like, to me, the first season feels like the pilot. Yeah, it does. And season 2 is where it picks up and everything is amazing. When we finish all of the, like, the tunnel tasks, we're gonna do, like, a tier ranking of our favorite rooms. Or we'll just do it at the end of the season. Yeah. Because... Oh, the last task is crazy. Do you remember it? No. Oh my god, it's crazy. I gotta be honest, I don't really remember anything else that happens in this season. Okay, that is so exciting. That's so exciting. I don't think I do. Because I rewatched this so much. This is like my comfort show I put on like when I'm like sad or like when I got my wisdom teeth out, like that whole thing. Yeah. I've seen this show a million trillion times, so I'm excited to like see your reaction to it. No, I'm excited too. Yeah. Oh my god, are we gonna watch the movie? The Touchstone of Ra? Yes, we have to watch The Touchstone of Ra! What are you talking about? Bridgerton. With the girl from Bridgerton! Yes. I forgot she was in that. Yes, she slays in that. Anyway, yeah, what's up next on our docket? We are watching Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior next, with maybe a special guest. Maybe. And you never know. More House of Anubis. Very soon, end of November, we are watching Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. Woo! Oh my god. I had a friend rewatch that recently, and she gave it negative reviews. I watched it last year. Oh, and you liked it? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. I watched it last year during our lit class. Oh! I remember that. Yeah. I hated that class. But I'm very excited to watch that.
My nostalgic news is that Mia Tallarico joined Eric Allen Kramer and Bradley Stephen Perry on their cooking show.
Yes.
And it was very cute.
Aww.
It was really sweet because like they like surprised the dad and he didn't know that she was coming and he was like, oh my god, it was so sweet.
That's so cute.
You should watch it. It's really cute. They
I
made
should.
shrimp scampi. It was really cute.
Thank God. Thank God.
I mean, you know. Thank you so much for listening or watching this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us at Childhood Trash Pod on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
You can follow Pia at Pia La Placa.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.